We've gone off track.
MASH. He was in a good episode of MASH.
He was in
as well.
MASH. See, now MASH is
An
a show,
episode.
Like, I haven't watched a lot. Like I've seen, just kind of on the
used to love
outskirts, a lot of
MASH.
different episodes of MASH.
Yeah.
But haven't seen like all the way through. Like I know bits and pieces. Thing Hawkeye and Radar and all this.
Well, back like you were still pretty young, but the MASH was like one of the first shows that was like everywhere on the cable channels that you could get. I mean, it was on like twice a day here on the local ABC affiliate. It was on California. It was on KTLA. You could watch it like once or twice a day there. I mean, it was the few before like cable was 700 channels.
Right.
The few channels that you could get like ran MASH. So I could watch 4 episodes of MASH a day in the early to mid 80s.
Did you?
I did often, yeah. I loved it. I mean, especially because it was,
that was the first one that like everyone compares now to like when you have an ending episode. It's always like that didn't do what MASH did. It's like, well, there's only 4 channels when MASH went off the air.
Well, and that's
that's kind of like
true.
the weird like when they talked about the Seinfeld finale that like, oh, it did great. It was like, well, it didn't hit what MASH. It's like, well, there's only 4 channels. It's like everyone watched, that show.
No, that's true. There's a certain
Didn't
point
someone
where
die at the end of the show? Wasn't that like the big thing?
In
The very final episode of MASH
no.
wasn't like that the big thing that someone went off in a helicopter and it crashed?
No. That was earlier in the show, in the series.
Oh, okay.
McLean Stevenson, when they wrote McLean Stevenson's character out, when the commander of the MASH, the first they wrote him out as having died in a either a helicopter or a plane crash, and actually they surprised them with that. They didn't think it was going to end that way, and then they gave them they gave the actors the dialogue.
No way.
Yeah, there was some I mean, if you read any MASH history, it got kind of probably for a lot of people maybe a little preachy, and because a lot of it became Alan Alda's thing. He started writing a lot more, producing a lot more, directing a lot more. But I'm not saying I didn't enjoy those episodes as well, but I can see why some people were like, okay, it was all Alan Alda at that point. But especially earlier on, they did some really creative, I thought, genius stuff.
I should go back and watch them, because someone said, I know
it's probably a little cheesy now. Maybe you'd have to go into it, because I think it has laugh track, so you're gonna have to. I believe you have to deal with some of that. But a
shows now still have laugh track.
But
which
a lot of it,
pathetic,
I mean, you know what? It's funny actually. Amazon last week, as one of their super deals, had the complete MASH set, which was like 75% off. You could have gotten it for like $70 or something like that.
Oh wow!
Because it was 13 seasons. I mean, it ran obviously way
ran
longer than
time.
the war ran. But they said,
isn't that like the joke? Like
it
that
is
MASH
the joke.
was on longer than
and I've read that I've read different things saying that MASH was based on. It was the Korean War, but it was more based on Vietnam War because that was the one that was more fresh in people's minds.
But they
at the
probably
time.
couldn't say that or something. Was that kind of thing?
I don't know.
Felt they needed to dance around that maybe. Or?
That's just. And in fact, I just read that recently. But the other thing I read that I like is like its first year, it was very low in the ratings, but they moved it to I think as they said Saturday night after All in the Family.
Oh,
and that's when
that's
when it took off. And they said that they realized that they were probably going to get a bump up in ratings. So the first episode of the second season, they kind of did like a second pilot to sort of reintroduce, because they knew they would have a larger audience.
Oh, interesting.
To kind of reintroduce people. I was like, I didn't know that, but yeah, especially some of those earlier episodes with McLean Stevenson and Wayne Rogers and. And I liked it with Mike Farrell and Harry Morgan. I liked those episodes as well. But those earlier episodes were just, I mean, because it was still so new, and they're finding their voice, and you had a lot of talented writers and talented actors and actresses, and it was pretty good.
That's definitely a show. Like I said, I don't know if that's on Netflix or something like that, but that's something I would like to watch again. Like I said, or should start watching almost for the first time. Like I said, because I probably know one handful of episodes, like even just a little bit, But I always enjoyed what I saw. But being a lot younger, that was always. I mean,
yep.
But
good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
What a MASH diversion.
I know, quite a MASH diversion. Is there any way we can tie this back into what we're about to do? Like maybe if you were out,
if you enjoy them.
Maybe if you're out in the open dirt and trail and boonies of somewhere, you'd want a beer in a can. I don't know.
Of course.
No, it's not good. It's weak. But we do it. We have another beer in a can. Santa Fe again, and this one actually can be found year round. So this is available anytime. And that's what we've got for this. Give it a shot. I'm Andrew,
and I'm Keith, and we're AboutBeverages.com. And this is a another Santa Fe Brewing beer. That's what, because we had one last
week,
podcast. This is their Happy Camper IPA. This one is available year round. It's one of their ones that they offer all the time. 6.6% alcohol, and another one that
I was actually given by Bill. This has actually been about a month or so ago. Like I said, or maybe a little bit longer. Like I said, he gave me a couple of these because I also have another seasonal that unfortunately we won't try for this, but I will just have on my own just because it's not available anymore. But yeah, like I said, so I wanted to kind of get to this one because it is year round. It's won several awards. If you go to the link to their brewery at AboutBeverages.com, you can find some of that information. And they claim, this is what I was about to talk about, and I kind of waited to the show. This is one of those things where they claim that you can take the Pepsi or IPA challenge with this against any IPA. That they stand behind it. Okay. The hoppiness of it, flavor balance, all those kinds of things. So, like I said, those are high words. If you're going to start throwing that kind of stuff around, that's
you better be pretty confident in your product.
You better be pretty confident in your product, and we like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
And unlike last week's, you have not had this one.
I have not had this one. I've been saving it, for a show since I only got one of these. Hint.
That was very nice.
Yeah, it was still nice. Like I said, yeah,
but very nice of you to save.
Yeah. Well,
otherwise, I'd just have to hear your recollection.
Yeah, of either it being amazing
or
do a little. Yeah. No. Whoa. So anyway. Beer in a can again. Got the IPA glass. I know. A
little spillage
there. Yeah, a little spillage there.
It wasn't on either of the iPads.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. You had to get a new one, huh?
What's that?
Or did you get a new one?
No.
Oh, no. Is this your other one that still has the...
Oh, I got it. Well, I was able someone that I work with was able to get the headphone jack out.
Oh, okay,
was able
nice.
to get it out. Like I said, the headphone... So now I can actually listen to audio out of the speakers, but the headphone jack, unfortunately, I think it got too abused from having to try and get that out. Like if I put a headphone in there, it doesn't quite make
too
a full
loose.
connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'd gone 1 day past my warranty, so you can't get things fixed after that.
That is.
We won't get into that story.
So very wrong.
That is what it is.
Yeah, it is wrong.
Wow, nice and
coppery with active bubbles.
Lots of active bubbles. Fairly clear overall, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, wow, that is a lot of carbonation going on there. That's strong. Smooth.
Hops and malt and hops. I get some malt in there too.
Yeah, I get more malt. Like I said, the hops are there. They blend in a little bit though, but nothing jumping out at me. It's funny though.
It's savory malt.
Yeah, it's savory.
Or the spice hop.
Okay.
What I used to call onion ring, which still is awfully darn close. It's not that strong.
No,
but there's a hint of that.
It's funny too because it all depends. Like I said, we talk a little bit about hops. Like I said, with the Enjoy By and different things like that from Stone and other breweries. It's so important to get IPAs as fresh as possible. And even this one, like I said, this one's sat for a little bit. It's amazing just the change that it can be because I actually the free ride APA that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I recommended that to a couple people who watch the show, Jason and Heidi.
Oh no!
And no, it was kind of. It was the same thing, and where they're like, "Wow, I don't smell anything. It's pretty boring." And it was like, oh my God, like I even went back to our notes where we were like, oh my gosh, the aromatics were like knocking us out.
Yeah.
And then the flavor was pretty mild, very smooth.
Right.
Because I had said to Jason, I was like, well, I said, this might be something good for Heidi. Because I was like, well, this is good aromatics, but it's not too strong on the palate.
Right.
This and that and the other. And they got more in the taste than they got in the aromatics. I was like, well, I said, I don't know if you got a bad bottle. I said, but the one we opened was like, I said it was, Odell IP. I mean, it was that kind of strong,
it was very
forward
very
hops, and I even like forwarded him our tasting notes. I'm like, this is what we saw, and I said the flavor, it sounds like you're getting about the flavor. I said, so who knows? I said maybe that same 6-pack sat on the shelf between the 3 months when we initially talked about it and that, tasting. But like, it just goes to show you the volatility of what
hops,
that is. Yeah, because I was like, that was one for sure. I was like, oh well, they're gonna. Maybe not necessarily like it, but they'll be like, "Oh yeah, the hops are." But they thought it was like mild in aroma. Oh, not getting much in the aroma. I was like, "What is going on?"
Well, yeah, because we smelled that and we really thought, okay, there's going to be some of this in there, and there really wasn't much of anything.
Right. Like
speaking of the Enjoy By though, Mick called me the other day. He got 5 more cases in.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, they opened up some more. He's like, I got 5 cases. If you guys are interested, let me know.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, well, I don't know about 5 cases.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't trying to sell me 5 cases.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes he does, though.
if you know anybody else who's interested. Actually, you know what I heard while I was gone on vacation? Trader Joe's got a case of Enjoy By. All the Trader Joe's stores got a case of Enjoy By.
No way.
Yeah.
I bet that sold out in like 4 seconds.
We had it for $6.99, and so I could have gotten 10% off.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, I know. But it was just one case.
Did you wind up giving Eric a couple?
I sold him a couple, but he hasn't paid me for them yet.
Did you sell him a couple?
It probably still goes back to the Pliny the Elder incident. Oh, Keith, he texted me last Saturday when he left work. Oh, sorry, I forgot to pay you. And then, like on Thursday, he's like, oh, I still owe you for those.
Like, does he always talk with that kind of gravelly, smoky voice?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what's
up? Hey.
But yeah, it was just kind of, it's one of those things I think about now with hops where it's like, I can't believe, like, I was like literally almost flabbergasted when I'm getting these back and forth texts with him where he's like, yeah, not much in it, because I feel bad when I recommend something. It's like, not necessarily that I think you'll like it, but as long as you get the same things and then you can either like it or not like it, that's fine.
Right.
But like when it was almost completely the opposite of what I told him,
that's
he would,
like the Shift and that one. They didn't like it. They said,
I mean, the Shift I get. Like I said, he got the same thing.
Oh,
just did not
didn't
like that beer.
Okay.
Just didn't like what was in
okay,
there.
then that's okay.
Yeah, I totally get that. But this one, it was almost like, yeah, not much in the aroma. And I was like, what? Right. Yeah. So I was like, it's more of a balanced IPA. Malty, a little bit of citrus.
So I get vegetal.
Really?
Yeah.
I get like a lot of like some sweet malts and then citrus in the middle.
Yeah, I definitely get the malt.
Yeah.
And I get the hop bitter sour at the back. Yeah. Definitely no high hop notes.
And like I said, so that's why I wonder, like I said, I have had this one for a while, so that was kind of why when we had the aroma and what I was reading on their site, that's kind of why I wanted to bring that up. Like I wonder if maybe this one's sat a little bit longer because overall, like I said, not too excited about this one.
No.
Like I said, it's a little, for an IPA, even a milder IPA, it seems like it's a little bland aromatically.
Yeah.
And then usually that'll tie into the kind of the flavor, because I can see where, for me, like I said, the malts that are there I think is a nice base, but the hops aren't kicking up enough for me.
Right. If you need because they balance each other out. If you have a lot of
Too
hop,
much.
Well, this is like malt it's like maybe there was a lot of hop, but that hop has dropped.
Right.
It's a hop drop.
A hop drop.
And the malt has stayed.
That's the only thing I think of. If this is what they're going for, then it's kind of a weak IPA. Like I said, so I'm thinking some of that's kind of has fallen off.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm not sure exactly. Like I said, this particular can did not have a date, and I have had it for a little bit.
It may have been rolling around the back of his car.
Yeah,
here, Andrew. Try this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, spare tire, happy camper IPA.
Yeah.
No,
this hasn't exploded or anything. Go ahead, try this.
Try this one. No, like I said, but to me, like I said, so I think, like I said, the malt base itself is nice, but yeah, it's missing a lot of the hop character that could go along with that. So I'm hoping that it lost some. So sometime I'll have to grab another one of these because I think it's faded.
Yes.
But if there are other listeners out there or viewers of AboutBeverages.com that have had this one before, either had a similar experience, had something completely different, like, yeah, you know what, that can has gone a little bit south, please let us know, because that's what, we always want to give as accurate information as possible.
That's right.
On all of these subjects, whether it be beers or wine or anything. We want to make sure that we're giving you the right information. But, so it's a little... Exactly.
Yeah.
That right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyone can head on over to AboutBeverages.com and check out the tasting notes for this IPA from Santa Fe Brewing, along with where it hits on our recommendation scale. Whoa, we're already doing them right now. He's finishing the notes as we speak. And while you're there, like we said, send us an email. Let us know through Twitter. Like I said, if you've had this one before or even Untapped, I'm on there quite often. Let us know if you've had this one before. Is this experience similar, or you know what? Oh wow, yeah, no, there's should be a lot of hop stuff. Get another can. I'll be happy to go out and I'll do that myself. So
we'll try it.
We will do that. But whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.